Okay, so I clicked on my simple video model here, and that brought up the model. I have my browser open, and I can navigate the model here. I'm just going to go through and show a couple extra editors that I like to have up, as well as a couple configurations. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to come into the design. I'm going to add a toolbox, and the toolbox appears down here. I typically like to have my browser up on top and my toolbox on the bottom, so I can drag out another and reuse an element, or I can come down here and create a new one. So this is just my preferences. And up here I like to be able to click on things, be able to edit them, and type in notes down here by clicking on different tabs. So that's how I'm going to have it set up. So in addition to the toolbox, I'm going to come into design, and I'm going to go to editors. I'm going to add my notes, and it appears down here. You can see I already have block 1 selected, and I can already see the notes that are inside of it. So I have my toolbox, I got my notes. Let's add our properties down here. Design, editors, properties. So now I have the property, the notes, and the toolbox. Okay, so a couple other things that I like to have added come under the portals, and I like to have some extra toolbars. So I'm going to add my default tools. So it just popped up, and I'm going to put it up here. So there we go. This is where I can get my save. I can also get my print preview. I can see the margins. I really like to use the print preview once I have a diagram that I like. I click it to make sure it fits on an 8.5 by 11, whether it's vertical in the portrait mode or whether it's in landscape. So this button's pretty nice to have, very handy. Let's also go and pull up Project Tools. Project Tools has the refresh browser, a couple other find options that are nice. This refreshes your model. So if you're working on a cloud hosted model and somebody else has made changes, this will go back and sync everything up. Let me come over and also add the diagram tools. And the diagram tools are really nice. These are some align. So if I have multiple, let me just show that one. So if I have multiple images, elements, and I want to align them, I can click. I just held down Control and selected them with the mouse. I can do a left align. I can do a right align. I can do a top align. Do bottom align. And let me just put back to the way it was. So that's pretty nice. One other thing that's on this toolbar is this, which plays with the layering. So that moves it to the bottom. This brings it to the top. I can bring this to the top. So I like to have these up here. They're pretty handy to have. And then I have the save right here, and I did change that diagram, so I saved it. Nice, quick, and easy tools. One other tool I'm going to add. Come into the portals, go down to show toolbar. I'm going to add the publish, and this is helps you do some of the publishing functions, and we'll get into what these are later. One other thing that I do like to have open is the resources, and I clicked on configure resources. So configure ribbon resources, and this is where the documentation templates are. So I have another video that just kind of shows how to update some of these, but this is where they are. I can go in there, double click, open them, and then play around with them. And I have my browser and my resources. So these are kind of your two database views, quote unquote, where this would be the documents and the templates that I have, and this would be my actual model. Okay, so we got that. And one other thing that I like to do is I like to come in, and under the preferences, I'm going to click preferences, and I'm going to come over, and on links there's a strict connector syntax. I'm going to uncheck that and turn that off. It's a little controversial because if you're following a true modeling language, you want to make sure that the connector syntax is followed, and that basically means that each element, like sysmol here, the sysmol block diagram has particular links that are designed to be used, connector types that are designed to be used with these elements. And by turning this off, I'm letting myself use any type of connector type that I want. I'm suggesting we do this now because this is set up for an intro tutorial, and it can be very frustrating if you just want to make a quick diagram in here and the connectors aren't working. So get in, use the tool, and then as you learn more, go back, change it, update your syntax and stuff. But this is one of the major gaps that hurdles that that first-time users don't like about Enterprise Architect. So I recommend just turn that off. And then as we get in and we start to learn more about the tool, we'll enforce more discipline. And there's also some ways that we can go back and clean up a lot of these connector types.